Hello all, and welcome into your Division One stream here for the Austrian Grand Prix in RSF1. I will be your lone commentator tonight, Dave's Freak, the American voice of RSF1. Hopefully, we can have a damn good race here tonight. We got 20 people, full grid. Thank God. Try to look at the stream chat as much as I can tonight. Obviously not super easy to do. Oh, we finally got people watching. I saw for a solid minute and a half that there was no one. I was like, are we not going to have anyone watch Division 1? That'd be a dang first. Why do I hear rain? Can't be rain, but I think it's just applause. Which, by the way, clapping at the beginning of qualifying is like clapping when a plane lands. Like, okay, sure, I guess, but you just sound like a weirdo. Good evening, Invade. How are we doing, bud? Doing all right. Better than I have been the last few weeks. Because last week I missed because I took a nap and I woke up and it was like almost 5. Week before I was sick with the flu. The week before I was sick with the flu as well. So it's been a while since I've commentated and happy to be here. It looks like someone in the race has already spoiled whether it's going to be wet weather or not. Got two dudes on mediums, both of the McLarens. The first man out of the pits is the Williams of Iceboy Fox. My question is there going to be wet quali now, since it seems like we already know whether it's going to be a wet race or not? Next man out of the pits is the Aston Martin of Muddy Biscuit. It seems like everyone is taking their sweet time getting out of the pits. Got over 2 minutes already down, and no one's even crossed the line yet. Invade is the third man out of the pits, followed by a Haas. We're gonna ride on board with Iceboy Fox through this final sector. We're gonna turn all of this off. Actually, we're just gonna let the car itself dictate what kind of lap this is. Out of the final corner now, he's opened up the DRS. Across the line to start his lap now. Up the hill to turn 1. Down to 4th gear here for turn 1. Opens the DRS yet again. Through the left-hand kink of turn 2. Massive braking zone here for turn 3. Does a good job nailing the exit though. Opens the DRS for the 3rd time this lap on the run down to turn 4. And a 4th gear for this one as well. Two sectors down, 1 to go. Ooh. Ran a little wide on the exit of the first one. We get yellow flags ahead. It's probably for a slow moving car setting up their lap. Out of the final corner now, rides the exit curve, opens up the DRS one final time, and across the line, it's a 104.733. Following him is Muddy Biscuit with a 105.5. Not going to be anywhere near enough for pole position. Next man across the line will be the Mercedes of Invade. Coming through turns 9 and turn 10 now. Invalidates the lap, and that's all she wrote for it. It would have been a 104.39. It would have been pole position by over 0.3 of a second. What a tragedy there. I am getting a notification that Muddy Biscuit is streaming. Max Stappen, the next man to cross the line, coming through turn 9. Through turn 10, got to be real careful not to. Oh! Oh! Was just about to say not get it on the gas too early, and that's exactly what he's done. He's going to turn the car around. That's going to be all she wrote for that lap from Max. Ipswich Techers takes pole position with a 104.4. Max with a 21.9. He didn't get invalidated for that lap because, well, obviously he didn't gain anything doing what he did. It's a front row for Williams as of right now. Next driver who will be able to say something about it is the Ferrari of Crazy Fish. Out of the final corner now, he's opened up the DRS, and it's going to be a 105.0. So for now, P3 for the Ferrari. You've got the other Mercedes of Steel LDN, I believe, the next man. No, he's currently coming out of turn 3, so that was Invade, putting up another lap. Oh. Next man across the line will be Darnell, SLR Darnell, to start a lap, so we've got to find a man on a lap right now. Baba John, but he's invalidated. He's still going. So 105.287 is what it would have been. It would have put him P4. Got to be careful through those final 2 corners not to invalidate your lap. Jamie, you don't, it's kind of just, it's me personally, I want to keep it a surprise just so I can be like, oh my god, it's raining halfway through the race or whatever, or when it starts or when it ends. I don't know, it depends on when the rain comes. You can tell us whether it's raining or not. It's not a rule. The stewards, admins, whoever can't do anything if you spoil it. I just like to keep it a secret. I like to be surprised. I mean, you didn't tell me when it's going to rain or if it's going to start wet, so I guess, you know, still have that. Darnell across the line now is going to be taking a 104.3 in Invade. I just realized took a 104.2. It's P1 for the Mercedes. Could be exactly what he's been looking for, so considering how his season has gone so far. Take a look at the standings. Division 1, Invade currently sits P6 with only 33 points. He's 52 back on our current championship leader, SLR Evo. Evo not showing up for tonight. Drastic Blaze just 1 point behind him. And Drastic currently now P2 after his lap. He's 15 thousandths of a second off pole position. And that is on mediums, sir. My God. Jammy has put up P5. It's a 104.4. Steel LDN with a 104.6. Okay, going down the order, you got Evo, Blaze, Darnell, Ipswich Techers, Jammy, Steel LDN, Ice Boy Fox, JD Devil Noob, Crazy Fish, who's just put up a 104.8 in P9, Muddy P10, E-Walker, P11, Max Stappen, P12. As of right now, he is not yet put up a representative time. He's getting out of the way of, for some reason, that looked like a Red Bull. Obviously wasn't. No, that was an AlphaTauri. It's Evo coming across the line now. He's going to take a 104.6 on the hards. Wow. All right. Yeah, your season's been good, but I mean, basically everyone compared to Drastic and Evo has been mid because of how good those two have been. And Runner Red is a reserve, and he's currently sitting P4. Wow. I feel like if that guy doesn't already have a full-time seat, he should now. I mean, yeesh. And no, he's still a reserve. He's the 5th reserve, in fact. He's not even the 1st or 2nd. Oh, my God. With sprint points, to be fair. Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this without the sprint points, so obviously this isn't wholly accurate, but, you know, this is all I have to go off of. I haven't been keeping track of the points championship completely. Also, again, I was out for 3 weeks, so I had no idea who won or lost. I didn't watch those races because I was busy coughing my pancreas out of my other parts of my body. Let's put it like that and leave it like that. Based on stats and doing best of those promoted. Yeah, that's true. P6 and 7 the last 2 races. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Thankfully, everyone's put up a lap, with the exception of the bottom 3, 2 of whom are still in the pits. Dan Burnett just rejoined the session. Hopefully, he'll be able to put up a lap here. There's 7 minutes 40 seconds left and counting. Baba John currently out on a lap. Let's ride along with him as he's coming through turn 4 now, followed closely by 5. Left-hander of 6. Crazy Fish is retired in the pits. Okay, I'm not sure why he retired in the pits. He only has he's only setting P12. He's not exactly safe here. Baba John coming through the final 2 corners now. Rides the outside curb incredibly hard there on the entry. He doesn't lose the car, so good job there by the Aston Martin. Opens DRS a little late, and it's a 105.0 for the Aston Martin. It's P15 as of right now. And technically, it's 15 out of only 18 drivers because, again, the bottom 2 have not yet put up a lap time. My 2 worst tracks on the schedule, I'm not even going to bother showing up for. Of course, I have more than 2 that I'm bad at, so, you know, not saying a lot. Italy was one of them. I didn't obviously I didn't reserve for that race because A, I didn't want to, and B, I don't think I could. Got France. I hate France. Definitely not reserving that week. Jeddah, no. I did a league race there on Friday, and my setup was so bad. Either that or it was just the lack of practice I had. I have no idea, but yeah, here we are. E-Walker and Valdic. Okay, I think my sister-in-law's here. Oh boy, and I see Hamilton's apparently out of the session. I don't know if he meant to do that or not. But good news, Dan Burnett is here, so we're going to ride on board with him as he crosses the line. There's about 5 minutes left in the session. On his run up to turn 1, 198 miles an hour, top speed through the pit straight, 94 minimum speed through turn 1, opens the DRS yet again. On the run up to turn 3, because they call this kink turn 2 for whatever reason. 196 miles an hour top speed here. Minimum speed of 50 through the turn 3 hairpin. On the gas again, opens the DRS. Down the run to turn 4. Top speed of 198 once again. 74 minimum speed to turn 4. Flat out, of course, through turn 5 here. Turn 6, heavy lift and even a little braking. 44.8 through the first 2 sectors. How much more can the Alpine find in this lap? Out of the final corner now, he's opened up the DRS and across the line. It's a 104.029. It's pole position for the Alpine. Does a phenomenal job making himself safe for Q2. Currently with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left, Hamilton currently sits P15. Crazy Fish is now been overtaken by, I believe, Max Stappen, who just put up a lap time. Yeah, because Ewalker's the guy behind this Haas. Ewalker getting about as much of a toe as he possibly can off the Haas. Everyone in the bottom 5 is either on a lap or on an out lap. As Babajan, Muddy Biscuit, Verizon 40, Ewalker, Runner Red, all in the bottom 5. The time to beat is a 104.94. Ewalker over half a second up through the first 2 sectors. Ooh, this is a very weird angle on the Red Bull. What is this? Ew, I don't like it. Dan Burnett pulls into the pits and retires from the session, along with Crazy Fish, Tornado, and Invade. Ewalker out of the final corner now. He's opened up the DRS one final time, and across the line, it's going to be a 104.655. Don't know if it's enough to make him safe, but it's enough for now. Hamilton's officially... Oh, my God. What has just happened? What? Why did he just do that? That can't be legal, right? Is there an admin in the chat that just saw that? I can't be the only one who just saw that. Okay, well, that happened, and he's just taking himself out in Q1 for no reason. Whatever, I guess. Muddy Biscuit, only a slight improvement through the first sector. Runner Red takes pole position with a 103.8. My God. Ipswich Techers retires in the pits. I think like 2 or 3 other guys did as well. Max Stappen has just retired in the pits. Muddy across the line now does improve, but it's not enough for P15. It's 17th, a 104.873. Baba John is he's going to be able to put up another lap here. There's about a minute or so left in the session. Final corner now, Verizon 40 on the gas, opens the DRS, and across the line it's going to be a 104.884. It's not enough. It's B18 for the Alpine. So Alpine on a very, very different feelings in the garage. One, probably ecstatic with the time he's put up in Q1. The other, not going to be able to make it to Q2. Baba John, next man who'll probably be able to cross the line. Unless we got JD Devil Noob. Nope. Baba John is the closest to crossing the line and putting up a lap time, as we've got 2 cars in the pits. I believe it's Muddy Biscuit and Runner Red. Runner Red with pole position by almost 2/10. Time is ticking down. 10 seconds left in the session. Baba John. He's got one more corner to navigate. The cross line is P14. It's just enough to get into Q2. No! He's been knocked out. JD Devil Noob, it's P4 for him. He's knocked out Baba John because he put up the exact same time as Ewalker. Baba John needed 1/1000th of a second to get to the next session, but it's P16. The absolute heartbreak. Your bottom 5, Baba John, Crazy Fish, Muddy Biscuit, Verizon 40, and TTV Hamilton. E-Walker will also be out in after Q1 due to going into the wall at about 125 miles, or I should say more like 235 miles an hour. I mean, yeesh. He just... I know if a wheel disconnects, that'll happen, but again, I'm not 100% sure if he's on wheel. I don't know. He could be. He would need some... I think he would need proof of what happened there, because that was crazy. I cannot believe he just... And it looked like obviously the camera angle didn't give me a great shot of it, but Baba John with technically an illegal entry to pit road, but in the end of Q1, I don't think it'll really matter all that much. But wow. That was something. Evo getting through to Q2, or yeah, through to Q2 on hards. It was P11, over a tenth faster than E-Walker and Baba John. I am actually kind of shocked that all these guys behind Evo didn't get in ahead of him. I figured when he put on that hard run, I was like, okay, maybe he's just putting in a banker. But no, that was his Q1 lap. Okay. Well, what happened? What was it? E-Walker in the Red Bull went full throttle through turn 1 instead of like turning or hitting the brakes or anything, and just went light speed into the wall. And I was like, yeah, that happened. My brain literally did a checkout for a solid 30, 40 seconds there. I was like, what have I just seen? And again, it could have been a disconnected wheel. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what happens when your wheel disconnects, but I don't have a wheel, so I can't say that for sure. Oh, we got rain. We got rain for the start of Q2. Oh, boy. All right.
European Grand Prix and Luxembourg Grand Prix. Max Verstappen managed to finish 81% of his races on the podium in 2021. Still, though, Michael Schumacher holds the record for highest percentage when in 2002...
All right, well... Wish someone would have clipped it so we could have, like, so someone could send it to someone else in case they want to watch it or need to watch it. In order for me to do it right now, I'd have to end the stream and they'd have to watch the replay of it. First man out of the pit's Tornado. Drastic Blaze, Switch Techers, Iceboy, Fox, Dan Burnett, Invade, Evo, Jammy, Max Stappen, Darnell, Runner Red, all out on track right now. If you didn't come out in the first 15 seconds, you were basically done for. Like, you're definitely not getting pole. In fact, you might not even make it to Q2 or Q3 because of you not going out soon enough. We've got JD finally coming out. Ditto the Ferrari of Harry Joe. Those guys definitely going to be bottom 5. Unless they have a walk-on water kind of moment. Jenkins, any amount of rain at this track during quali is bad. Like, I mean, maybe not for you, but for me, if you've got any amount of moisture whatsoever on the track, it's not going to be a good lap, and you should just give up. Like, it's a done deal. Look at that. That's the Ferrari of Harry Joe right in front of Tornado. Harry Joe hasn't even finished his out lap. Tornado's almost done with his hot lap. That is something. We got a 106.8 from Tornado. I don't know if that's going to be any good. 108.1, a 106.5 for Drastic Blaze. Evo 106.4. He got a toe off Drastic Blaze there. Jammy there with a 107.1, a 106.5 for Runner Red. We got Invade with a 107.2, a 118.5 for Dan Burnett. Yeesh. He's probably not going to be making it to Q3 period. Darnell with a 107.69. Nice. We got Max Stappen coming across. Look at how wet the track has already become. Well, it doesn't look as wet now. I'm on board, but if I get off board, you can see a lot of moisture on the track. Max Stappen takes a 108.41. Steel LDN with a 107.9. Knocks Max Stappen out of the top 10. And Iceboy Fox is around. Oh, boy. Oh, and he's put it in the wall. Harry Joe, P11 with a 108.3. You can start to see spray out of the back of his car. And JD Devil Noob probably... No. Barely misses out. Less than a tenth off of Iceboy Fox. And that's quality. We still got 11 minutes left, but there's no chance anyone's putting up a better lap than that unless the rain starts to die down. But I don't know if anyone's willing to wait 10 minutes to find out if that's the case. And I just remembered only 14 drivers because of what the Red Bull driver did. Who was it? Sheesh, what are the names of either of the Red Bull drivers even? Agreed. It's such a short lap. It'll cost. Yeah, no, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, you want the track conditions at Austria to be perfect. If they aren't absolutely perfect for you, you're screwed. There's no chance. You've literally got no chance. For me, perfect conditions is lightly cloudy because I do not like how bright it is heading into turn 1. It's almost impossible for me to see my braking point. And then I end up going too deep or I hit the brakes like 50 meters early, and it's like, cool, I'm just going to walk into oncoming traffic. Don't mind me.
2019 Chinese GP was F1's 1000th official championship race.
Add rain to the mix, and it's just like, I'll pass.
We expect the 2000 GP to happen around the year 2064. Ferrari are the only team to have raced in every single season of Formula One. Sebastian Vettel holds the F1 record for the shortest time elapsed before picking
Oh, Ewalker, that's right. That was his name. And we've got Max Stappen out on the inters. He might be trying to get some practice in for the wet conditions we're going to have in this race that Jamie told us about in the beginning of Q1. Oh, speaking of it, looks like Iceboy Fox is going to be the first man out of the pits. We got almost everybody retiring right now because they know they're not going to be able to put up a better lap time, but we got some who want to put out a lap on, or a lap or perhaps a few laps on inters. I know if I'm in a wet race and quality goes dry to wet, I'm going to be putting in the practice. Yeah, for the most part, that's true. I mean, I like it to be sunny for some tracks because I don't get this. Because even if it is sunny, it's not. I'm not getting glare in my eyes or sunlight in my eyes, so it's fine. But obviously, in some cases, the opposite is the case. Like here, at least lightly cloudy or overcast. Ice Boy Fox at the end of his outlap pulls in. Not really going to get a whole lot of... Not really going to get a good feeling for how the track's going to be there, but okay. Especially because I know that it's going to be wet. It's going to be raining. So obviously, if you want to get the practice, you got to at least do like 2 or 3 laps. If it were me, honestly, if I didn't get the practice beforehand, I would just do the practice now. I'd be like, all right, screw it. Let's put in 10 laps of fuel and just go out there. Or even do a full load of fuel and then just run laps until time runs out. Of course, that's me. Saving the fresh inters for the race. I mean, I can understand doing that, Dan. I don't know if Dan Burnett's even watching this. He probably isn't. But if he is, then I can understand why you'd save your sets of inters for the race. That's why I would just do it on one set, do a few laps. Oh boy, Harry Joe almost lost the whole damn thing. That might be your indication to come in. See, if you're doing inters practice in quali and you start to lose the rear end at any point, you come in. That's the only sign you need to come back in. Do not stay out. Be careful on pit entry if you are coming in, and I see no one really bothering to take the proper pit entry here in quali. Hopefully that doesn't end up costing anyone during the race, because that would be a really awful way to get a penalty during the race, especially if you end up winning by only like a second or two, or by like a car length and a half. Another thing about quality at this track is I use this to practice my pit entries. Alright, well, while this all happens, I'm going to just do what I was doing before I got on the stream. Looks like Jammy's going to be driving behind Evo here to give himself an idea on how bad the spray is. See whether he can handle it or not. Tornado is now retired in the pits. Worst part for Dan Burnett, I think, is that if he'd have done a second lap on those softs, he probably would have put up a better lap than he did there. And it wouldn't have been a good enough lap. It probably wouldn't have been a good enough lap to get into the top 10, but... Ooh, losing the rear end there from Evo. Don't think you want to be going out there for much longer now. Evo doing a nice job. Actually takes the official pit entry here. Doesn't speed into the pits either. No, it doesn't matter here since it's quali, but big props to the AlphaTauri driver, definitely taking this serious. We got Jamie still out there. He's the only man left out on track. There's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the session now. Ugh. Dan talking about he accidentally making a mistake in quali. Okay. And it looks like Jamie will be coming in now. Yep. I was about to say no one else is going to be out on track, but Max Stappen has decided to make another run. I'm not sure why he's making another run. There's only a minute and some left. He's going to get one lap in officially. And that is the checkered flag for Q2. Your top 10, once again, SLR Evo, Drastic Blaze, Runner Red, Tornado, Jammy, RSF1 Invade, Ipswich Techers, SLR Darnell, Steel LDN, and Iceboy Fox. Your bottom 4 who will miss out on Q3 is as follows: JD Devil Noob, Harry Joe, Max Stappen, and Dan Burnett. Okay. And how are you doing tonight, Drastic? Besides sitting P2. Wonder if the rain's going to be any harder here for Q3, or if it'll start to die off. We'll find out in just a moment.
Schumacher finished on the podium in every race he participated in, making it 100%. The inaugural World Drivers' Championship was held in 1950 during the 4th season of F1. Giuseppe Farina, who was driving for Alfa Romeo, took the championship after winning 3 of the 7 races held that season. Juan Manuel Fangio also took 3 victories, but lost
Oh man, it did dry out. Not completely. It's not like dry, but I think some of the guys out in here should definitely get on the inters, try and get the moisture off the track a little quicker. I'll be back in like 2 seconds. I think my kid's here.
Let's hope we see a good effort from McLaren here today. In recent times, they've fallen to somewhat of a midfield team. The last time the constructor won a world championship was in 1998. I'm not superstitious, but in the long and fruitful history of F1, no one with the surname Hill has ever failed in winning a world title. For example, Graham Hill, Damon Hill, and Phil Hill are all previous world championship winners. We might be used to blisteringly fast pit stops, some even approaching the sub-2 second mark. But what about the longest? Well, that would go to Valtteri Bottas, who had to retire after a season equivalent forced him to retire in the 2021 Monaco GP. The season up was removed 43 hours later, which officially makes it the longest pit stop turnaround in history. F1's distinctive sound throughout the decades is in part due to the high revving engines in use. F1 engines during the V8 era in the mid-2000s reached 19,000 RPM. In comparison, a typical road car won't exceed around 6,000 RPM. If you don't know, a tubular safety device that sits over the driver's head, aptly named the
Yeah. All right, and I'm back.
the car's total weight. Max Verstappen became the
Yeah, of course you can.
GP at just 18 years.
So my kid was home. Thankfully, I caught him just in time. Ice Boy Fox, the first man out on track. He's on inters. Ooh, lost the rear end. Oh, he kicked. Oh no, and he's crashed. No. Oh, the moment I go to him and he's out. That sucks. The best he can hope for now is, well, technically P4. If everyone behind him decides not to put up a lap time here. 17-0 here from Invade through the first sector. He's about 2/10 off of Ice Boy Fox was. It's opened up the DRS here, so yeah, the track is dry enough for slicks. But for obvious reasons, some drivers, or actually just Ice Boy Fox and Invade, have come out on the inters trying to get some of that extra water off the track, which I can truly understand. For the first two sectors, it's going to be a 48.281. The final two corners. Keeps it on track. Doesn't go wide here either. Opens the DRS one final time, and it's a 109.173. Meanwhile, Steele has invalidated, so we're going to go over to Evo. So on the Inter is 16.5. He's already half a second faster than Invade was through the first sector. But to be honest, I think Invade's tires were absolutely scorched before the final two corners. Might be why he was so slow through there. Through the first two sectors now, Evo it's a 46.62, and there's still 8 minutes left before the end of this session. This track's only going to get drier from here. Evo now through the final two corners does a really good job. Rights the inside curb a little bit, keeps it valid though. Exit curb, opens DRS across the line. It's a 106.95. Well over 2.2, over 2.2 seconds faster. I'd say well over 2.2, but jammy through the first lap is a 124.8. Clearly a warm-up lap there. The Tornado, not far behind him is Ipswich Deckers. He might be getting a toe off the Tornado. Ipswich with a 16.8 and 16.4 for Tornado now. He has the fastest first sector. the apex by just a bit there. So 45.9 through the first two sectors. A guy named Deny has just joined. I don't know who that is. Jammy across the line puts up a 105.5. It's pole position for him by over almost 1.4 seconds flat there. Tornado across the line is a 105.684. Ipswich is 107.1. Might not have been using ERS there. Oh. Pole position for Jurassic Blaze for a moment there, 105.4. 105.0 for Runner Red. Where are we looking now? He's not putting up an improvement. Tornado might be. Let's check. No, he's definitely not. He's all the way off to the side. Good job following the pit lane rule there. Ipswich Techers almost runs too wide out of the final corner, but keeps it valid, and it's a 106.252. Darnell with a 104.8. The first man to get into the 104s. Steel LDN is the next man to put up a lap time. Actually, it might be Invade. Put up over 0.8 improvement through the first sector. Through the middle sector, it's a 44.897, over 3.3 seconds faster through the first two sectors. How much faster can the Mercedes driver get? He's coming through the final two corners now. Opens the DRS and across the line, it's going to be a 104.1, almost 0.7 faster than Darnell. It's pole position, provisional pole position for the Mercedes. Next man across the line, Ipswich Techers, over 1.6 seconds of improvement through the first two sectors. It's a 104.3 now as he crosses the line there. P2. Ipswich Techers should have enough time to come back into the pits, get one more run on a fresh set of softs. Steel LDN takes P2 away from Ipswich as it's a 104.295. Ugh, my throat is still killing me from the flu I had. I was coughing so hard that whole time. It was awful. My throat hasn't gotten a lot better. Taking all kinds of remedies, and I gotta tell you, man, nothing has been working. Ugh. Looks like Jamie's on an outlap. We've also got Drastic Blaze now coming out of the pits. Who else we got?
It's almost a given that the drivers on the grid today were kart racing as children, so they could enter the sport.
Steel LDN coming into the pits now.
The average age of the drivers.
Runner Red now coming out of the pits, as is teammate Evo. Is one of these two gonna give the other a tow, perhaps, or are they gonna? Is it gonna be every man for himself here? Near the end of this session, we're gonna find out here momentarily. See who else we got coming out of the pits. We got Tornado coming out of the pits now. Darnell will be coming out in a moment. We saw a Mercedes there. It's Invade. Steel LDN will be coming out momentarily, as will Ipswich Techers. We're We're going to move to Drastic Blaze, who's, oh, actually, Jammy is on a lap right now, so we're going to go on with him. The sun is out now. The track's about as dry as it can get now. Kind of lap we're going to see here from the Mercedes. Improves almost 0.3 to 16.0 through the first sector. Opens the DRS yet again. .200 miles an hour top speed there for the McLaren. Classic job to turn 6 here. Rides the inside curve just a tad. Nice boy Fox, I've just realized, retired in the pits. I'm not sure why he did that. Oh no, never mind. He crashed. What am I talking about? Right at the beginning of the session, too. Out of the final corner now here for Jammy. Opens the DRS, and across the line it's going to be a 103.834. He takes pole by 0.3 for now. It's Darnell, who's just started a lap. Ipswich Techers just starting a lap now. We got Steel LDN about to start a lap. Move over to Drastic Blaze, over a second up on his time. Out of the final corner now. What can the Alfa Romeo do? It's only P2. He misses out on pole by less than a 1/10. Checkered flag now waving for the session. Ipswich Techers, no, he's not the next man. It's, no, not even Run Red. It's Evo. He's invalidated his lap, though. He's still pushing, though, to see what kind of lap he would have put up. And it would have been just short of pole. It would have been P2. We go to Runner Red. He's kept it valid. Across the line, he does take pole position, almost 0.4 over Jammy. Invade across the line. He doesn't improve. Tornado does improve. It's P2 for the McLaren. Darnell out of the final corner. Opens DRS across the line. Oh boy, guys, let's calm down. It's a 103.981. It's P5 for him. Not a bad time at all. Ipswich Techers does just barely improves. It's enough to take P7 away from Steel LDN. Drastic Blaze, not going to be able to improve here. It's P4 for him. So Runner Red is your pole sitter with a 103.477. Following him, Tornado 103.649, 103.834 for Jammy. Drastic Blaze P4. The front two rows, Darnell, Invade, Ipswich Techers, Steel LDN, SLR Evo, and Ice Boy Fox are your top 10. Right now, I'd say the team in the best position is McLaren. They're going to be able to start in the front and the second rows, and if they time it right, if they play the perfect strategy, they could end up 1-2 here today. For you Brits tonight. And I've just found out something absolutely tragic about Invade through the Discord. He said he was up by, what? He said he was up on his time by 0.4 apparently, and lost it all in the second sector and third sectors due to losing vibration, force feedback in the wheel, which is just absolutely tragic. Now I'll be right back in a few moments, folks. I've got to get myself a drink. My throat is dying. according to the Discord, it seems like it's a little too dry for inters, but it's clearly too wet for slicks. This is a bad situation to be in. I would suggest everyone start on the softs. If you don't start on the softs, you're going to cause a safety car. And it seems like someone readied up. Okay. Oh, lovely, 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 lovely. One of our drivers, and here's the worst part, one of our drivers, thankfully they're not in the front, no disrespect Verizon, will be starting on, oh my god, who's starting on hards? People are starting on hards? I mean, mediums, okay, fine, bad idea, but still, at least it's better than starting on hards, dude. Okay, so Runner Red is starting on the hards. We've got Tornado. Jammy, Drastic Blaze got disqualified for some reason. Darnell, Invade, Ipswich Techers, Steel, LDN, Evo, Iceboy Fox, JD Devil Noob, Harry Joe, Max Stappen, Dan Burnett, E-Walker, Baba John, Crazy Fish, Muddy Biscuit, Verizon 40, and Hamilton, who also got disqualified on the formation lap. And wait a minute, Hamilton's AI is, oh my god, his AI is stuck in the turn one wall. No, I already read Baba John readied up early. I saw that. Worst part is one of our drivers is going to have 0, and Runner Red is still going. Guys, I'm thinking we're going to have to, I think I'm going to have to call a restart here, because Runner Red's in turn 3 on the formation lap after already doing a lap. And we've got a bunch of dudes getting disqualifications. I think it's for misalignment, but I don't think they can stop in time because of the lack of grip on the track. Yeah, we're going to call a restart, guys. This is a restart. Everyone leave the lobby. It should fix itself, brother. That's fixing it. In order for us to fix that, whoever's connection's screwed up is going to have to leave, and we've already got like 4 people who've left.
The United Kingdom has achieved more World Drivers' Championships than any other country, over a quarter of which was won by Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, so that's... I'm going to stop the stream, boys. Someone pull up the order